on um on June 28th, suddenly Zack Snyder posted this video and said own on digital 7/19. So basically, after a year of Zack Snyder's Justice League releasing and seemingly Warner Brothers moving on, well, literally as well, based on Anne Sarnoff's statement. So them moving on from this movie, they've not promoted it after that much. They just released it and released the Justice League Gray version, and that's it. They moved on, right? And they had other movies, other stuff like that that they were focusing on. But the only thing you'd hear from about this movie was either analytics or from toy makers making the stuff like that.
Mhm.
But official news from the movie didn't come until now. And why are they releasing digitally when you have it on HBO Max already? And this is just for the US because other countries have it digitally already. So they are releasing this digitally on other platforms other than HBO Max a year after seemingly they have moved on. And this is just 2 days before SDCC starts. Now, there's nothing else here. Zach just said own this digital, and there's a simple video of the jail broken thing, which is fixed, and then there's smoke, and then it goes to the broken one. Own on digital. That's it. And even Warner Brothers posted it. You know,
Mhm.
so look, I'm someone who doesn't think that the sequels will get greenlit anytime soon, at least, because Zach's busy. The cast is, hard to get now. They're busy with their own projects and stuff, and WB is focusing on their current slate as well. So I'm not sure how that will come apart. But especially with new management coming in, and having this post raises my eyebrow a bit. Like, why now? Is this to
Mhm.
test some numbers, or how it's gonna do now after all this time, after them moving on and probably the audience moved on and stuff like that? Do they want to test it again to see if there's some kind of future here, some kind of, as it was originally supposed to be, some kind of Snyderverse projects, Deathstroke or Atom, Martian Manhunter, maybe Cyborg, stuff like that. So yeah, I do think this is not just a simple, release for digital without reason. I think there's more to it. I'm not saying it means that um, the sequels are coming or something like that. I just think that they are probably doing this to test its demand right now as of this month, because it's been a while since that movie came out. It's that whole thing of WB rejecting fans and saying that we're moving on and blah blah blah. So after all of that animosity between the company and the fans, the whole Ray Fisher stuff, all of that, and again Zach winning at the Oscars, for fan favorite and cheer moment and all stuff like that. It's all of that in the past, right? Now we have new management. David Zaslav doesn't have personal gripes with Zack Snyder. He is a businessman and he will look to the IP he owns. And the biggest IP you have, other than Superman, is the Justice League, because you have Superman and Batman and all of that in it. So that is DC's biggest IP. The fact that you don't have another Justice League movie will definitely 100% raise eyebrows and raise some questions with anyone who's coming in. So this man went in there. He was like, "Let's make a new Justice League movie. Where are we at on that?" And Toby Emmerich was just sitting there, you know, without any words. So Zaslav was like, "I'm firing you. Goodbye." And he's out. Hamada is gonna be out soon. but he's basically out because they are looking for a replacement already very publicly, and probably already have picked someone, but they haven't announced yet. Um, so that replacement will be Hamada's, and he's basically out. So with these two out, there is a higher chance of getting something from this world. You don't necessarily have to get a jail sequel. You can have smaller projects like Zaslav said, that you could have HBO Max originals under $35 million, right? So Deathstroke fits in that. You can have a Deathstroke movie in that budget. Um, so stuff like that can happen, and I think this would be a very fantastic idea if they did that, because I've been wanting that. That was originally the plan. Everyone wants that, getting either animation or live action projects from the Snyderverse, because people love these characters. Not everyone does, but a lot of people do. And,
Mhm.
they proved it with the release of Zack Snyder's Justice League. A lot of people had positive reactions to it, and people are invested in this world and all that. So yes, I do think that that's the route to go, and I would be the happiest if they actually did some announcement um at Comic Con as well for this. What do you think? Do you think
I mean,
it's
look.
more than just a digital release?
I mean, on one hand, it is just kind of a digital release because Max has done that with their exclusive projects. Like, I mean, I was on Voodoo the other day, just going through and seeing what was on sale, and the Fallout, the Jenna Ortega drama that's on HBO Max, like that's on sale now on HBO Max. So it could be that, but the thing is, they put it so close to Comic Con. That is the thing. They could have put it out like in June, or they could have put it out in August or October or whatever. They chose Comic Con weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that is just kind of like intentional as a way to kind of like build up hype for that and see how the digital sales are, because they are aware of how like they're aware of how vocal the audience has been for a continuation of Zach's universe.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if they're using this to build up hype for the eventual announcement. Should we be lucky to see an announcement? But at the same time, like I just look at it kind of like you just take it as you go.
Yep.
So I just look at it kind of like the fact that I own a lot of movies not just on physical but also on my digital library, and I'm so happy that I can finally put this in my digital library that can be right next to my digital copies of like Man of Steel and Wonder Woman and so forth, and not just have the Weed and Justice League that's in my digital library. So um, so it's definitely kind of a case that I can finally have it right there, and it's also got the Justice Gray edition, which is great too, because it irked me that that wasn't on the Blu-ray. So it's great that it's right here in the digital release.
Yeah, that's awesome. And yeah, man, I'm not getting my expectations too high or anything, but I'm optimistic. I think it was being done to gauge metrics and stuff like that, because Zach posted it. That's what and again WB also posted it. So I was like, why now? Why so late? And why an announcement like this? And especially close to Comic Con too. So yeah, all of these factors, maybe we were looking too much into it. Maybe it's just simple. But also, as a hopeful fan, I would say maybe we could see something regarding this in the future.
I mean, if Zach like I could see it happen at Hall H at the end of DC panel. Zach could walk out and say, "Hey guys, I'm busy. I'm busy working on a Rebel Moon, but my next project is this," and he shows Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 or Zack Snyder's Justice League, The Nightmare Chronicles or whatever.
Dude,
I don't know.
the internet would blow.
We would be jumping. We would be jumping up and down like we were children.
Yep. Absolutely. It would be almost as big as the BVS announcement. Because this
because
this
it
one
would.
seems impossible.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. It would be that. I mean, because Zach had said. I remember Zach had said that when the Snyder Cut got greenlit, his initial plan was to announce it at Comic Con.
Yeah.
Like he wanted to get on the Comic Con stage and announce it right there in front of the crowd and hear them lose their minds. But because COVID had happened, that's why he went for stream thing. So I wouldn't be surprised if WB gives him the go and he's like, okay, but can we do it at Comic Con this time? And they said, yeah, sure. And then boom.
Of
So
course, that will be the biggest thing for DC if he did that. So yeah,
nobody knows how to market like Zach.
no, they don't. Like if he goes there, the hype would be, shooting through the skies. And if Zaslav is smart and he wants to make a big impact, and promise the audience that DC is not gonna follow the same things that they did for the past 5 years, then he has to do some big things. Like Superman needs to be focused, and maybe bringing Zack Snyder would definitely do that. So I hope.
Oh yeah.
I hope.
I mean, the thing is, Zaslav. They said Zaslav is very into numbers and
Yep.
stuff like that. And when you look at the Hamada reign, the only one of his films that had gotten good numbers was Aquaman.
Aquaman isn't really his though, because he didn't greenlight that. He was given that project which was already in production. So I wouldn't count that on him. Birds of Prey was his. Shazam was his.
Talked about how kind of like Zaslav is a very kind of like is like a numbers guy,
Yes.
And I think the fact that like he's looked at the numbers on the Hamada projects and how they haven't done well. Like they've done all right, they haven't done amazingly. Like Birds of Prey didn't make the money it should have made. Now, granted, the month after Birds of Prey come out, it happened, and that's what happened. So I mean, you can take that, but Shazam didn't light the world on fire, and neither did Suicide Squad. So I think he's looking at those and being like, okay, well, those numbers have done average, but Justice League has done great numbers with the engagement, with the streaming activity, and with the fact that it's done very good Blu-ray and DVD sales. So I can see him looking at that and be like, we should do this more.
Also, I just remembered Zach posted the film reels for Zack Snyder's Justice League a while ago. So do you think they are prepping for a theatrical release of some kind, maybe a limited theatrical release? Because that would also cost them money, but I'm not sure if they want to spend that unless there is demand for it.
Oh yeah, they're prepping for a theatrical release, maybe like a limited city type of thing, but I wouldn't be surprised considering that they've only done like charity screenings of it and stuff like that in IMAX. So I can see him do kind of like a one night only type of thing. The way they're kind of doing right now with like they're about to release Jaws and E.T. in IMAX for the 40th anniversary thing. So I can see him do something like that for Justice League.
If they did that, I hope it's worldwide because I really want to see it on the big screen.
I hope you do, buddy. I really do. I hope it's not limited cities. I hope every IMAX theater in the world gets it. I'd hate to travel to like LA to watch it.
Yeah.